What happens when you take the most popular electric microbike in the world and crank things up a notch? Well, why tell you when I could show you? Hey everyone, Micah here with Electrek, and this is the new JackRabbit XG Pro, the biggest little micro e-bike I have ever tested. We're taking it on a fun review and you're coming along with us. Let's check it out. If you aren't already familiar, JackRabbit is the go-to company for these fun little micro e-bikes. They've got multiple models but have just now launched 2 new Pro versions that up the ante. They come in response to many in the rider community praising the small size and lightweight form factor of JackRabbits, but longing for more range and power than they've offered in the past. Enter the JackRabbit XG Pro here. It's built on the same frame as the existing XG, but instead of the 2 battery slots sporting the smaller airline-friendly batteries, they each get big ol' 360 watt-hour range buster batteries. Together, that's enough for 48 miles of range. On the rear here, the XG's 500 watt motor has been replaced with a more powerful 749 watt motor. It is weirdly torquey for such a small thing, like accidentally wheeling a lot of the time torquey, though the short wheelbase probably helps with that. The bike also has larger 2.8-inch wide tires now that are better for off-roading and definitely look the part of a mountain bike tire. There's no suspension, but that extra air volume does help improve the ride, especially when you're going off-road. And that's largely how I used the bike for off-roading. Sure, it's great on roads too, and it can even have its 20 mph top speed unlocked to 24 mph, though you have to sign a waiver and commit to only using the off-road mode on closed course type riding before they'll give you the complicated unlocking sequence, which is probably a pretty responsible way to do it. But like I said, off-road is where this thing really shines. JackRabbit has plenty of other options for road-ready rides, but I treated this thing like a farm bike for most of my riding. In fact, it's so small yet still powerful that I was even able to use it to tow my kayak down to the Gulf of Mexico, then strap the 37-pound micro e-bike onto the bow and paddle it to an island for a fun camping trip. I'll have more on that later though in an upcoming article and video just on that trip. Suffice it to say that there's plenty of power and range here for doing things you probably didn't expect a JackRabbit to be able to do. I haven't even gotten to the end of the upgrades though. The JackRabbit XG Pro includes as standard many of the parts that have been optional accessories in the past. The LED light package is included to run the bike lights right off of the batteries, the high-rise handlebars give you a more comfortable riding position, and the mega metal foot pegs make more room for your feet. There's even a set of upgraded 180mm disc brake rotors to give the bike more stopping power. Now, if you're wondering why I'm calling it a bike at all when it doesn't actually have pedals, there are a couple reasons. For one, JackRabbit calls it a micro e-bike, and 2, I can attest to the fact that it feels like you're riding a throttle e-bike thanks to the bicycle tires, bicycle seat, bicycle handlebars, bicycle brakes, etc. It just doesn't feel like a scooter because it uses so much of a bicycle design. Let's face it, a lot of people treat their throttle e-bikes as if the pedals were footrests anyway, and so JackRabbit just kinda committed and removed them, saving weight and space. In fact, not only do the foot pegs fold in, but the handlebars do this nifty 90-degree twist thing to make sure the bike is extra narrow for easier storage behind a couch, under a bed, or wherever you want. And at 37 pounds, it might be the heaviest JackRabbit yet, but it's still lighter than just about any similarly sized 20-inch e-bike out there. So there's a lot to like here, but what are the downsides? Well, like I said, there's no suspension, it is pretty small, so if you're super tall it might not fit you as well, but the main thing that I think a lot of people are going to balk at is the price. At $2,249, this thing is expensive with a capital E. JackRabbit has never really competed on price since they have such a unique product that doesn't just use off-the-shelf components. I get that there's a lot of expense in designing your own frame and batteries and other components that work with your system, and that's the only way you can truly get something unique in this industry, by building it yourself. But it does come at a cost, and that cost, in this case, is $2,249. Now, JackRabbit does have lower price models for barely half of that figure that still get you the same fun 20 miles per hour but don't come with all the bells and whistles or the same impressive range or power. So this is basically a chance for JackRabbit to further extend the top of the line options in their model range, and I'm glad to see them create cool new versions of their bikes with more performance like this. But I'm also glad that they still have the more affordable options available, since this is going to be out of the budget for a lot of people. Of course, if you're looking at a dollar per watt breakdown, JackRabbit could never really win, and so it doesn't even compete on those metrics. But unlike before, now you can at least get a faster, more powerful, and longer range JackRabbit with all the extras, even if it is going to cost a pretty penny to do so. Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that review of the JackRabbit XG Pro. If you did, why don't you give this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our future electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.